Alright, we just unloaded these two Maverick blinds. Just slid them right off of that truck right into the trailer. Alright, so here's a look at the two Maverick blinds. These are the bigger of the two, the 6-shooters. I had these a few years ago and I wasn't really that happy with them. But now they've made a bunch of improvements. And so I decided, yeah, I'll give it a try again. So we'll see how these go. We're going to get some towers for them and probably going to go in Kentucky, but I'm not positive yet. Not sure yet. Iron Mike driving a new Polaris for the first time. Okay, so what I'm doing today is tightening up the sprayer. This right side sags probably a good 6-8 inches lower than the left. So what I'm going to do the easiest thing that'll work is I'm going to take this top support bar, okay, which is off right now because I'm getting ready to cut it. But I'm gonna cut it, take about an inch out of it, re-weld it, and once we get that back on, if I get it right, about maybe I'll take an inch and a half. That's going to pull that sag and boom up so they're close. Because I noticed the first time right away that this side was almost dragging ground and the left side here was way up in the air. So we're going to cure that here with the new chop saw and the welder and get this tightened up. Okay, so I'm kind of eyeballing it here on how much I'm cutting off. It's going to be close to an inch and a half. The thing is I'm overcompensating a little because that boom has a lot of sag in it. Maybe I'll back that off just a smidge. Okay, so I just put a couple of tack welds on opposite sides of each other and it melted that whole bar and it took quite well. I bet that could possibly hold it, but I'm not going to take a chance. Let's hope I got the ends right. So that end basically needed to be at an opposite of this end. So it's going to be pretty close, but I'm going to put another support on here just to be extra safe. Shoot it with a little red paint and we should be in business. All right, we got the repair done. There's the fix. Still need one more repair here. Uncle Ken welded this, but it needs a little more help. But for now, I just need to spray it once more here, or one more section before I plant. And we got it to where it's pretty close to the other side. It's definitely better though. This one was scraping on the ground just about, so we're looking good for the second spray. Okay, so then I took a piece of flat stock and I outlined the bend, the angle curve in the boom. So I'm going to cut this with the skill saw. Too bad the chop saw wasn't big enough to make cuts like this, but the skill saw will work fine. It's just a farm implement, so let's give it a cut and weld it on and see how it goes. Alright, so then I had to fabricate that wing shape piece with the skill saw. I'll try to weld it and tie this all together, give this a lot more strength. You know how so many things in life don't always go your way? This welder was just one of them that really went my way. I thought way ahead and I made sure I had this extension cord built in when I built the pole barn, and I've used it, you know, a dozen times and it has worked fantastic. So one thing actually worked looking ahead. Okay, so there's my welding job. I got the two ends in the top. I wasn't going to try to get underneath, and you could see that this piece and then over here was the previous fix, which, I mean, it was holding, but I just didn't think it was quite enough. So I just wanted one more basically elbow piece there in the middle. So we'll hit it with some red paint and clean these nozzles, and this baby is ready to roll. Okay, and there you have it, some quick dry paint. It's supposed to dry in 8 minutes. That should last for the life of this thing, you know, until me or somebody else whacks it into something. But that should definitely cure the saggy arm issue for a while. Now we got to clean the nozzles out and get ready to spray. Alright, I'm out spraying what's going to be my new corn and bean food plots here in Illinois. Got the big sprayer up and running. So looking forward to getting some really big food plots, at least for me, you know, probably 10 acres-ish planted the first time. So Curtis might come over and help me plant. We'll see how his schedule goes. Upper 80s today, boy. She's getting hot fast. It's a good day to spray. Good day to start planting. That corn is wanting to knock back that boom. Put it up a little higher. That's as high as I can get it. Cubby hole here. Alright, so now I got just a little bit left in the tank. Instead of just rinsing it out, I got it set on just the middle boom. So basically just behind the tank is going to spray basically the width of the tractor. So I'm going to hit a few spots that need it around the place to burn up that last little bit, so I ain't washing it down into the pond. Okay, I forgot I had this clover patch here behind the house, so what I did was I put the boom all the way up and I tilted it backwards to hit mostly this top grass, because that clover is buried underneath. So it's possible I can revive this clover plot if I can kill off some of this top and then bush hog it. There is a lot of clover that's alive underneath here. It's just getting suffocated right now. Now I'm going to just finish off this last field behind the house and just put beans in here for the summer and make a big green plot in the fall. And of course now the sprayer quit. At least it quit at the end when I finished. I got no idea. I mean, I troubleshot it, and I think I'm going to have to order a new controller head up here, because the pump is pumping, you know, fuel or water, I should say. You know, all right, there's how I know the pump's still working. That's the PTO pump, so it's getting up to this control head, so I guess I need to replace that. It's too bad I can't clean the screens out now. That you don't want to leave that crap sitting in there. All right, so the investigator in me just wouldn't quit. So what I did was I reconnected it all after I let the pump run a little bit, and sure enough, when I reconnected it all, the booms came back on. So what happens is crud from the bottom of the tank gets sucked in and it closes up a gap somewhere in there. But then when you relieve the pressure off of it, the whatever the offending particle was usually kind of silts back down into the water. So it's back to working. I cleaned out all the booms just by spraying clean water through them, which is a good deal, and I don't need a new one, at least not unless I really feel like getting one anyway. So it was just a clog because it ran low and some particle got stuck in there. So stay tuned until the next go around. Lots of action coming up here, hopefully anyways, if I can get out in the field and get some work done. So thanks for joining us.